It's not an accident that Jimmy Kimmel had Mike Lindell on his show. It's not an accident that Mike Lindell has both sides fired up. We just read this shit and accept it, and we don't have any problem with it. That everything has to be siphoned through a partisan political filter first before you people can learn what you think. In order to find out what you think about something, first you have to run it through your filter, and does this sit well with my partisan politics or not? This smells like something that a Democrat would support. This looks like something that one of those Southern evangelicals would like. And that's all the thought process that you put into trying to figure out what you really think about something. And that's the problem. It's just common, everyday, average American people allowing this shit to be done to them day in and day out. And I'm not going to pick on Yahoo. This isn't to pick on Yahoo Entertainment. It's not to pick on Jimmy Kimmel. It's not to pick on Mike Lindell. It's not to pick on Stephen Proctor. It's not to pick on either political party exclusively. It's the whole rotten system. It's the entire mainstream media every single day. It's CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC every hour and every single day, dividing us up on partisan politics and very carefully training us how to think. This is church. This is religion now. People aren't going to church anymore. This is what they're doing. This is church. These are your priests. We call them pundits. These are your priests. They get on TV and they put makeup all over their face and they dress up in fancy suits and they preach to you. You get into these teams, you get into this polarized environment in this country today where you have to take sides before you decide what it is you believe, decide what your values are, and that's what they're really doing to you people. They're teaching you what your beliefs are. They're telling you what to believe, they're telling you what to think, they're telling you how you feel, they're telling you what your values are, and how you're valued, and how you're not valued. How you will be devalued if you think a certain way or if you do a certain thing. This is poison. It's poison. And if it was poison in an environment of free speech, that would be acceptable poison. Even I would accept it. I would say, okay, you know what? This guy and all the rest of them, Stephen Proctor is just a mirror of everybody else. They're all reflecting each other's garbage. A lot of people didn't want you to come on this show, Kimmel said. Liberals and conservatives. Everybody told me, don't have you on the show. And they told you, don't go on the show. Yes, they did, Lindell agreed, but I think it's important to talk to each other, Kimmel said, adding, but I also, I don't think there's any validity to any of this stuff that you're saying. I don't think there's any validity to anything any of these people are saying. Nobody's going to give me an hour of mainstream media, of the news. Nobody's going to give me a single 60 minutes for as far back as you can count, for as far back as you can go on the CNN channels or the Fox News channels or the MSNBC. You're never going to get 60 minutes to show me that there's validity to any of the stuff that they're saying. Not for an hour long. There's going to be a lot of trash, a lot of garbage, and a lot of BS mixed in, sprinkled in. They sprinkle in truths on top of a load of BS and get the right people to say it. It's not even what it is. It's who says it. That's all it is. Yahoo has no principle. Yahoo doesn't care about free speech. They don't care about the freedom of speech. And I'll prove it. I'll prove it right now. Yahoo doesn't care about free speech because they don't allow comments underneath their own articles. You're not gonna see comments underneath this article that the Yahoo Entertainment put up today. You're not allowed to comment. The members, the subscribers, the supporters of Yahoo are not allowed to respond to Yahoo. Our goal is to create a safe and engaging place for users to connect over interests and passions. In order to improve our community experience, we are temporarily suspending article commenting. I mean, that's that's like doing the exact opposite thing that you should do if what you were saying, if your premise was true in the first place. So their reaction is based on a false premise. Our goal is to create a safe and engaging place for users to connect over interests and passions. Then the comments would be open. You would be allowing comments. So what do when you're so stupid? When you're working for a corporation that's so dumb that doesn't allow comments underneath the articles? What do you have to do? You're an editor. You're a quote unquote journalist who works for Yahoo, and you write articles for one of the Yahoo sections. What do? You have to go and fetch comments on other platforms, because Twitter allows comments on their platforms, and so if you're a member of Twitter, you're allowed to say something about whatever, and that's what this guy has to do. He doesn't even see the problem with it. Are the members of Twitter better than the members of Yahoo? I would like to ask the higher-ups at Yahoo, whoever the manager of all this bullshit is, this anti-American, no freedom of speech bullshit, whoever imposed this policy at Yahoo, I would like to ask you, are the members of Twitter better than the members of Yahoo? Because they're allowed to speak and yours aren't? Oh, they're getting a rise out of people, and now everybody's going to get angry, and I'm going to go fish for anger and fish for all this emotion, this partisan political emotion, and then serve it to the hapless victims, which are the Yahoo subscribers. They're scared to allow comments. Why is Yahoo a troll farm and Twitter isn't? Why is Yahoo so bad beyond the pale that all these other social media platforms can allow comments, but you can't? What's your problem? It says temporarily. It says temporary. How temporary is it? I mean, this has been the case all year. Why don't you allow comments and allow your members and your subscribers their freedom of speech rights back? And if you think that there's a comment that's unacceptable and that's too hard to read, or maybe they're telling too much truth and you don't want anybody else to see it, you can delete their comment. Okay, it's called moderating. Why don't you do that? With your broken website, with your broken software and your broken services, your broken liberties and our broken freedoms and our broken rights. We'll find out what the real problem is, what's really going on in there. How many people sat around an oval-shaped table in the back room somewhere and decided that this was a good idea? But to be at least on the level with Twitter, as bad as Twitter is, to even get on the level with them, you got to start allowing comments for stuff. I mean, that's what Twitter is all about, right? It's supposed to be a platform for freedom of speech where people, important people, there's the popular people who are the important people, and then there's the unpopular people, the unimportant people that nobody cares or listens or hears what they have to say. But it doesn't matter. But people need to be able to have the ability, the freedom in this country to fucking say it. You got to put black with a capital B and white with a small W. That's all over Yahoo today. In the middle of a sentence, every time somebody's talking about a black person, it's capital B, and every time somebody's talking about a white person, if it's in the middle of the sentence, it's a small W. That's okay. Reverse racism is okay. Reverse discrimination is okay. It's not even fucking reverse. That's a politically correct, politically partisan, politically loaded question too. This is exemplary of the problem with America today. If we can eliminate the partisans, if we can get rid of the partisanship in this country and just stop looking at everything through a partisan lens and start looking at things with an independent mind. Nobody has a letter after their name. Nobody. You just have a first name and you have a last name and a title. You're a senator. Senator Bob Smith. That's it. That's it. He's riding and dying on his own individual platform. It's just him. That's all he has to talk about when he goes in campaigns the next time. Just himself. This is what I think. This is what I believe. This is what I feel. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I want to do. This is the legislation that I'm gonna write and I'm gonna bring to the floor. These are the people that I'm gonna try to work with. These are the people that I'm going to try to convince and change their minds. It's just you, man. That's a lot harder to do that, isn't it? It's a lot harder to ride by yourself. But that's what they got to do. And the turnover is going to be fierce. I mean, the turnover is going to be a very high percentage every single 2-year term. Every single 2 years, we're going to be flipping politicians like pancakes. And good. I'm glad we are. That's the way it should be. You get in there, you do what you say you're going to do. If you don't do it, you're out. I'm not even allowed to say that. I'm going to violate some kind of, YouTube's not going to allow me to say this. It is insidious. What is going on here? If this gets any worse, you people are destroying America. Who are you people? Who are your parents? Money, they talk about people of faith. There's people that are religious people. They're getting shit on left, right, and center every single day on the internet. What the hell is wrong with you? You're worse than they are. You've got more faith than they do. People of faith. You've got faith in politicians and pundits and bureaucrats. And you believe that? That's your church. It's either the Democratic or the Republican Party. That's your church. And God is money. These people respect money. These people worship money. And they think that they're going to be able to play partisan politics to make a moral argument about anything. If you can go on TV and get both sides fired up, they should triple your pay. You should be getting paid 3 times as much if you can get both sides fired up at the same time. My goodness. This is allowed. This is the kind of shit that's allowed. This is what you're allowed to think if you're an American on Yahoo. This is what you're allowed to believe as an American in this country today. You're allowed. You know, this is not political, Nikki Johnson said, but I liked how Mike Lindell was on Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, just because you disagree about stuff, it doesn't mean you still can't get along. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing more of that. LOL, I'm pretty sure that was actually him. Well, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing more of that too, LOL. I wouldn't mind seeing it right here. Right here on Yahoo. The irony. You know what, Stephen Proctor? Why don't you talk it over with your boss? You know what? Skip your boss. Fuck your boss. Go talk to your boss's boss. Man, I love that shit. You want to be a rebel in corporate America? Go over your boss's head. Go over your boss's head and go to your boss's boss's boss. Okay? Don't ask for an appointment. Just walk in. Just walk into his or her office and sit down and look at him. And when inevitably, invariably, the question is going to be, can I help you? Do you need help? Are you lost? And just tell them, Stephen Proctor, sit down at your boss's desk tomorrow morning at 4:50 a.m. and sit down and say, hey, let's allow the people of Yahoo to post comments on Yahoo. Well, just see what the hell he says. Just try. Just try a little bit, Stephen. Just do the smallest fucking thing that you could possibly do to try to get the American people who use Yahoo, who have yahoo.com email, to be able to comment on Yahoo. So you don't have to keep fetching comments on other platforms that aren't Yahoo and then stick them on your articles. And you know what you can do, Stephen? You think that it's important that Mike Lindell was on Jimmy Kimmel, and okay, that's fine. You think it's important enough to spend your morning and writing an article about it. So do that. Write an article. It's entertainment. This is entertainment. Write an article about Mike Lindell on Jimmy Kimmel for all your people to read, and then allow comments. Allow people on Yahoo to post the comments, and then you know what you can do? You can fish for your comments right there on Yahoo. And you do this every single time, Stephen. Every single time you write an entertainment article on Yahoo Entertainment, you can do this. And then you take the comments of your own people who are on your own platform and put those in the middle of your article. And get paid. You know, you're getting paid tomorrow. You're getting paid tomorrow. It's Friday. You're going to get paid a fat amount of money for this garbage right here and more garbage just like it that you write on Yahoo. Allow comments on your articles, Yahoo. Remember what country you live in.